Welcome to Sports, Wheels, and Reels with Jeff Miller and Austin Horton. One show, two guys, three topics, unlimited possibilities. Presented by Mark Miller Subaru. Engage with us on social media or email us at podcast@mmsubaru.com. And now, welcome your hosts, Jeff Miller and Austin Horton. Welcome to Sports, Wheels, and Reels with Jeff Miller and Austin Horton. One show, two guys, three topics, unlimited possibilities. Presented by Mark Miller Subaru. Engage with us on social media or email us at podcast@mmsubaru.com. And now, welcome your hosts, Jeff Miller and Austin Horton.
A little delayed, my bad. Sorry,
Yeah.
everybody.
You gotta sell cars.
I was so late that Jeff quit. Jeff Miller has quit.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Left the building.
For today. Off doing Valentine's-y things. So
Yeah.
good luck with that, buddy.
Snowshoeing, from what I've heard.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Really?
Picture Jeff snowshoeing.
I can't.
I
can't.
He's given it a shot.
Deanna, I can see.
Deanna. This is definitely a Deanna choice.
So happy Valentine's Day weekend to those two. He's Josh Goldsmith. What, you culture director?
We're a couple years past
Oh, yeah.
that now.
That's Megan
Yeah.
now. Megan
Yeah.
and Heather.
No, fixed operations director.
Fixed
so
operations director, a made-up title for a great guy.
completely made up. Yep. Jeff just kind of tosses me where he needs me. But no, I get the honor every day to work with our service departments, our parts departments, and our collision center. So I got my hands in a lot of different pots, and it makes it for a lot of fun.
And a lot of responsibility. And whenever stuff is wrong, you can go to Josh.
Yeah,
and
I'm the guy that gets that phone call.
From the ritziest of Ritz problems down to the toilets are broken. This is who you go to at Mark Miller Super.
Call me. It's like, who do
You
you
won't
call?
hear back.
Ghostbusters. It's who do you call? Josh Goldsmith.
You won't hear back about the bathrooms, but
No.
yeah.
We don't talk about
at some
that.
point. We don't talk about Bruno, and we don't talk about the bathrooms.
No.
All right, we got a lot to talk about. Sports, Wheels, and Reels. You can find us online. We have our own website, which you can totally Google.
We do.
The Sports, Wheels, and Reels podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter. Go to Mark Miller Subaru Midtown.com, and you'll have little pop-ups that show there.
It's up in the cafe. It's everywhere.
It's up in the
Hard
cafe.
to miss.
You can
Yeah.
hear us out there?
You can't hear us,
Oh,
but you
okay.
can see it.
Whew, that's good, because I
Yeah.
was going to say something about someone out there. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Let's dive right in and talk about sports first. A ton going on in the world of the Utah Jazz. And I first wanted to talk about the trade deadline.
It was a busy week for the Jazz.
You're a big Jazz fan.
Big Jazz fan.
You go to like every other home game.
I don't know about that, but I try
do.
to watch as many as possible.
So we're welcoming these people to
Yeah.
the Utah Jazz who you've never heard of before Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Wednesday,
yeah.
maybe.
Tuesday.
Wednesday.
That is one of those days. You'd never heard of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You probably heard of one.
I've heard he goes by NAW for short.
Nah.
Yeah.
NAW. I like
Yeah.
that. But you've probably heard of one, Hernan Gomez. He's been around the league for a minute. But
Yeah.
Alexander, Neil Walker, not so much.
Yeah.
The Jazz flipped Elijah Hughes, Joe Ingles, and a second-round
pick.
for these guys. That was their big move at the trade deadline. Nothing else happened.
And I did hear that we just signed House for the rest of the season.
Which I'm very confused by because the Sixers signed him to a 10-day yesterday.
Huh.
So I'd like to know
How that's
how
possible.
that's going down. Because they definitely signed him yesterday to a 10-day. They could have, I guess, waived him. They probably did. Obviously, the Jazz.
Yeah, I
wouldn't be
saw
able to sign him.
a lot of action on Twitter this morning, just right before the show, about the fact that we had signed him for the rest of the season. So I'm not sure how that works, but
Well, it could have been because the Sixers made a blockbuster trade for James Harden.
Wild.
which I hear he's already got problems with the Sixers and wants out of there. Well, that may not be true, but it might be this afternoon.
Yeah, give it 30 minutes?
So maybe there was something where they had to have House on the roster to meet the minimum for a game or something.
Maybe.
I haven't looked into it as much as I should have. But the Jazz did pick him up for the remainder of the year, which is great because he's been very, very useful for the Utah Jazz.
He has, and really what we were looking for was a perimeter defender, right? And it'll be interesting to see if NAW can fill that hole. I'm not entirely convinced yet. Haven't seen him play. He's supposed to play tonight. But I think House has a little bit more of a proven track record. It just seems like going into the trade deadline, was our main focus. And it feels like maybe we fell a little short, depending on how you look at it. But we also got some potential young talent, and we'll see what happens there.
The Joe Ingles injury turned everything different. Than it was a few weeks ago.
We got Joe Ingles up here, and we kind of have to just
he's taking a rest.
Lay him down for a little bit.
In fact, let's see his tweet. You had his tweet prepared.
Yeah, it was a sad day for Jazz Nation.
Joe Ingles, go ahead and read his tweet to the people.
Yeah, today hurts. I knew it was a possibility, but didn't want to believe it. We have been lucky to call this place home for 8 years. I got a lot more to say, but I'm gonna have a beer and relax with some good friends. Go get a win, fellas. I'll always be watching.
So the cryptic, I have a lot more to say, is where my eye immediately goes.
Immediately.
I'd like to hear what he's displeased about.
His thoughts on that.
He's, for the last year and a half, he's had kind of this edgy attitude towards the front office.
I mean, feels like he's been in trade talks for the last 2 years.
And all due respect to Joe Ingles, he should always be in trade talks.
Yeah.
He's got so much more out of his career than anyone ever dreamed he would have. And being runner-up as Sixth Man of the Year is top-notch.
Yeah.
Winning a medal with the Australian team.
He didn't even come into the league until he was 27.
Almost 28, yeah. And so he has really been playing on house money, earned house money, it's not like it was just gifted to him. But he's one of those contracts that is always tradable. He offers so much to so many different teams.
So versatile.
He can handle the ball,
Yep.
which is the number one thing the Jazz lost with his injury.
Yep.
Because if Conley's healthy, or unhealthy, I should say, you need a backup that has the experience. Trent Forrest ain't it. And he's been better
his
of late.
Pick and roll with Gobert was second to none.
Yep. Other than when he was doing it with Favors.
Well, right. That's why it's with Gobert.
Second to one. Yeah.
The question, though, do you think Joe Ingles will retire as a Jazzman? Do you think there's a chance that Joe Ingles comes back?
Well, like I said, I want to know what more to say means.
Yeah, I think that's the imperative part of this.
I would like to know what the conversation was and how it went down, because it seems, and look, I'm reading into things. I'm gossiping a bit here. Yeah. Maybe he means he just has more to say. Maybe he doesn't, but...
Could be, yeah.
But I would like to know two things. I'd like to know how that conversation went with Joe and Renee, and I'd really like to see exactly what the Jazz could have and probably should have done 2 weeks ago before he got injured.
Yeah.
Because I know they had some things in the works. I believe it was based around Harrison Barnes in Sacramento or Robert Covington in Portland.
Yep.
Neither of those happened because Joe Ingles was injured. And that's the gamble you play when you don't say yes to a trade 2 weeks before the deadline. Then a guy gets injured, and at the deadline, it's not available.
Right, a guy who hasn't been injured in 15 years, right? Isn't that what he said? It's the first major injury in 15 years.
Yep.
The last person you expect to get injured, right? But that's part of the name of the game. The question is, you think it would have been very different had Joe Ingles not been injured? We probably still would have traded him. Yeah. But maybe for a bigger name like Harrison Barnes or one of those
because
guys.
This trade of essentially what chalks up to a salary move.
Right.
It saves salary tax and other things that I am not a big enough nerd to understand or want to look into, but it helps Ryan Smith. It does not help the team win.
No. The question is, do you think Joe Ingles will ever step foot in Portland?
No.
No,
he won't. He can't play the rest of this season.
Right. There's no point in him going up there.
Ends at the
He's
end
doing
of the
rehab here in Salt Lake
with Mike Elliott.
Yep.
the guy that was reportedly run out of
Maybe
town
there's
by
a
Donovan
lot.
Mitchell.
There's a lot being said about in that.
Well, yeah, I
that
got
tweet,
a lot
right?
more to say. It could be. But I also want to say I think the Jazz failed. I really do think this was a big fat red F for a team that wants to say it's a contender now.
Yeah.
This is not a team that made a move to be a contender now.
So how do you
save the they're gonna come back healthy and they're gonna hit the postseason at the right time. That's true, but they're still the same team as they were last year, only now without, I never thought I'd say this, but without George Niang.
Yeah.
He's
He's
took
feeling
a step
like a
back.
big piece.
Now Rudy Gay will help in the postseason.
Yep.
Hassan Whiteside is suddenly playing like he loves basketball for the first time in his life.
Yeah.
And by the way, I love Hassan the guy. I just sometimes don't like Hassan the player.
If you can just get him to focus for just 5-10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
He's great. He's brilliant. But when he's disengaged,
needs a little bit of Ritalin
he is
sometimes.
disengaged.
So I just think the Jazz are a 3-and-D vet away from contending, not a salary move.
So if you were going to give Danny
Ainge
a grade on his first impact on the Jazz during a trade,
has he even cleared HR yet? Is he an
That's also a
official
question.
employee? I see all this on Twitter about Danny Ainge. If he's really already making decisions, Justin Zanuck should have quit.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much influence he's actually
had on this.
I
great
think
question.
that it burns me as a Jazz fan that they ever hired Danny Ainge in the first place because of what went down with Gordon Hayward.
Yep.
I saw some of that firsthand, by the way, at that summer league.
Yeah.
The Donovan was playing against the Celtics, Jason Tatum at the U, because the arena was under construction.
Yep.
And I saw Austin and Danny Ainge making phone calls about Gordon Hayward in the tunnel at the Huntsman.
Yeah, in your face.
And Ryan Smith buys the team. He's good friends with Ainge, and Ainge has a record and a really good record as an official in the NBA, as a front office guy. But I just kind of like, why?
Right.
So if he's already making calls and making decisions with the Utah Jazz, then my guy Justin Zanuck ought to just see the writing on the wall and leave, and go back somewhere that appreciates him more. I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
But regardless, a big fat F.
Yeah.
The Suns and the Warriors got better. The Warriors didn't make a move.
Yeah.
And they're better.
Yep.
The Suns got Torrey Craig back. Which is who the Jazz needed, was a Torrey Craig guy.
Place.
He only shoots 33% from three.
That's okay,
but he's
a
long
lockdown
and
defender.
tall, and yes, exactly.
I mean, you look at what the Jazz were looking for, and he fits it.
And David Locke, if he heard this, would say, "Well, look at what Donovan Mitchell did to Torrey Craig in the bubble." And you're right, Donovan Mitchell burned, but Donovan Mitchell's really good, David.
Really good.
So that's more a credit to Donovan than a discredit to Torrey Craig.
Yeah.
So I'm just disappointed because I thought the Jazz were one move away from being there with the Suns and the Warriors. Now they're in the 4-5 spot, in my opinion, for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I feel like for the past month, 2 months, there's been so much hype about the Jazz are one move away. They're going to make it happen. We have some trade pieces, right? Not what we really need, but we have some trade pieces to make it work. And
it was a deflating trade deadline.
Yeah, not super exciting.
That being said, they are on a 4-game win streak.
Yep.
They went 3-0 since the last time we were on this show.
They did.
And as you look ahead, they've got Orlando, Houston, and the Lakers. They are within reach of hitting the All-Star break with a 7-game win streak. Dare I say that out loud?
Quiet, knock on wood, right? But I don't think it's crazy, and I don't think it's crazy to say that over the next 20 games, looking ahead even further post All-Star break, that they could even go 18-2. I mean, if you look at some of those games, and it's aggressive, right? But you assume that you're getting Gobert back.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right? I mean,
maybe at some point
at this point,
managing these guys.
I'd almost be okay with Gobert not coming back until after the All-Star break. Yeah. I'd almost prefer it if you can give him another 2 weeks of solid recovery.
Especially that injury,
knowing that you're going into the tail end of the season where you are not that far out of the 5, even the 6 seed, right? I mean, now is when we need to make that shift and try and maybe even get into that 3rd seed.
Yeah.
You need Gobert at his best, and if you can get through these next 3 games without him, which I think you can.
Yeah. I think they also learned, though, that seeding actually does not matter in the least.
No, it doesn't.
The Memphis Grizzlies are the 3rd seed right now, and they might end the season as the 3rd seed.
Yeah.
And play a 6th seed Denver, who is better than the Memphis Grizzlies.
And get worked.
Yes.
Yeah.
So seeding, I think the Jazz learned their lesson.
I think we were what, the 1 seed last year, and
That's right.
we all know how that went.
Yeah, and that mattered absolutely none.
Yeah.
When it came down to it. So I think they learned their lesson that way. I think you're going to see some load management. I think you're going to see some guys sitting out here and there.
Yep.
And those guys are going to be Donovan, Rudy, and Mike Conley.
Yep.
Let's just call it what it is. But all the backside, or I should say backside, all the backroom whispers and rumors and discontent, if they hit the All-Star break with a 7-game win streak,
Yeah.
or even a 6-1 mark, they're going to feel really
good
after that week.
January, rearview mirror, moving forward.
Now, what I'd like to see is Rudy not go to the All-Star game, but
Ideally.
that's not going to happen.
Hey, but he didn't get picked last.
didn't.
He did not get picked
James
last.
Harden was picked last, and I loved Charles Barkley's shot at him.
I have
Did you see
loved
it?
nothing more.
So they're looking up, and LeBron is stuck with James Harden as the last pick because Durant took Gobert ahead of him.
Right.
And so Harden automatically goes to Team LeBron. And LeBron says, can he even play or is he injured? And Barkley goes, he's healthy now. He just got traded. He's putting icy.
He's been rubbing icy hot on it.
All LeBron could do was hide his face.
LeBron said,
And
I think
Durant
I'd
was
rather
just
have my
laughing.
mailman playing for me than Harden at this point.
Oh, shade all the way around.
Yeah.
All right, hey, before we break, can we have some fun about the Super Bowl?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
The Rams.
What do you think?
The Bengals. There's a lot of people thinking the Bengals are going to thrive on that underdog. They're a 3.5-point dog right now.
Yeah.
They were a 4.5 last week, but a lot of people thinking the Bengals are going to have that naivete play in their favor, having never been there before, being young. I think there's something to be said for a coaching staff and most of the team that has been there before.
I think
the Rams are going to get it done.
There's some seniority there that I think makes a big difference. I mean, I think we've all learned to never count Burrow out. I mean, talk about the comeback season he had. I think there is something to be said about that, but I think you have some seniority, some guys that have been to the Super Bowl, and I think that's really going to be what goes in the Rams' favor. They're playing at home, which crazy. How big of an impact do you think that's going to have?
Not really. It's the Super Bowl, man.
It's going to be
it's all corporate
any game
stuff
show. I think
there anyway. But
as being a Utah fan, I'm going with the Rams.
Okay.
I would love to see Weddle come back and get a ring and
there's no one that
head
deserves
right back
a ring
into
more.
retirement.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, just right off to the sunset again.
I'm good.
Hey, but my favorite part of the Super Bowl every year is prop bets.
Yep.
I love the prop bets, the nonsense that has no impact on the game.
Nope.
Like heads or tails. What's it going to be? And you can place bets on all these things, not in Utah. And this is
Never
for entertainment purposes only.
Yep.
But which Hollywood landmark will be shown first? The Hollywood sign is the favorite at minus 275.
Oof.
The Hollywood Walk of Fame is the underdog at plus 180.
Yeah.
Which one you going with? The Hollywood sign or
I'm going
the
with
Walk
the
of Fame?
Hollywood sign.
Yeah, it'll be the first thing
it
you
has
see.
to be, right?
Which Super Bowl highlights will be shown first? The Rams versus Patriots
Oh.
with Kurt Warner? Or no, yeah. Or the Kurt Warner versus the Titans year. My Titans, which came up a yard short.
Titans.
That was the year I became a Titans fan.
That's
my
probably where
one
you're going,
bandwagon. Yeah. They'll probably show that one first.
Yeah.
Which quarterback's name will be said first during the game? The favorite is Tom Brady at minus 300. But
sizable.
having just won his second straight MVP award is Aaron Rodgers at plus 190.
Yeah.
Which one would you go with? Tom Brady or
I'm
Aaron
going to go
Rodgers?
with Aaron Rodgers.
I am too.
I think there's just so much going on around him right now that it has to be.
I think that's the safe bet unless Brady's at the game. If Brady's at the game,
then it's
gonna
Brady
be
all day long. Yeah.
And then finally, halftime. Actually, there's three more I want to play about halftime. 9.5 songs over or under at halftime. You got Eminem, you got Dre, you got Snoop, you got Mary J. You got Kendrick
Loaded.
Lamar. You got all kinds of people that are not mentioned that are going to show up over or under 9.5 songs.
I go with the over.
I'm going under.
You think?
I think there's going to be a lot of censoring going on at the
fair.
halftime.
That's fair.
95
With that group,
seconds.
absolutely.
95 seconds. Over or under 95 seconds for the national anthem.
Oh, they're really getting after it this
By
year.
the way, it's been over for the last 11 straight
I'm going to
years.
go with over. If history plays out, It's going to be over.
And then finally, 1.5 commercials, over or under 1.5 commercials that mention the pandemic.
I did hear, I have some insider news. I did hear that commercials are moving away from the pandemic this year.
Thank the laws above us.
So I'm going to go with the under on that.
Yeah. I hope there's 0.
I'm really hoping.
Let's just not talk about it.
Again, like
we all know.
January for the Jazz, also in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can put these commercials in the rearview mirror.
Save the Sarah McLachlan donate to the pandemic here commercials for your midday Judy.
It's been a sad 2
Judy
years. It's time to get back to some happiness.
Hey, that's sports for this week. If you got, I just spit everywhere. Speaking of the pandemic, stay away from me. If you got comments, questions, complaints, Josh's cell phone number is 801.
Oh, yeah. I'll be taking a COVID test during the break.
Get us on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you want. The Sports Wheels and Reels podcast. We'll be back with some wheels right here.
My name is Sierra Hudson. I'm a wife, mom, business owner, and my Subaru is safety for my family. So my husband Colton and I have 3 beautiful little girls. We love adventures. There's just so much to do outside, and we love being able to jump in our Subaru and just go. We've brought all 3 of our babies home from the hospital in our Subaru. So Subaru really is just a brand that's part of our family as well. My husband, actually surprised me for Christmas in 2019 with a Subaru Ascent, and that was just the best Christmas present ever. So this past winter, it was January, we decided to take a spontaneous trip to St. George. My husband he hit a black ice or just snow, and we just started to slide. I was in the back seat, and I was just making sure, kind of bracing for my kids to be safe. And it was just one of those moments where you truly feel helpless. We hit into the cement barrier and then rotated and hit a FedEx freight truck. And after we hit that truck, we spun again. The airbags had gone off and everything was fine at that point. Our Subaru, put its life on the line for us. And I just thought that was, I know it's a car, but it means so much more to us and our family. So there's no other car I want to drive. Subaru is one of the safest brands, and people can tell you that it has all the safety features, all the bells and whistles, but I've personally lived that. I mean, we went through such a horrific accident, and I can just attest that the Subaru truly is as safe as they say. The Ascent has Subaru EyeSight, and that is just an extra pair of eyes on the road, which I know I could use, and I'm sure you other moms could use as well. So when we were looking to get another Subaru, the only place that I could trust was Mark Miller Subaru. At Mark Miller Subaru, they have their Promise Price program, which is when you go in, the price you see is the price you pay. They're not haggling you. I mean, their salespeople aren't even paid on commission. So you just feel so comfortable when you walk in the doors. And as a woman, I just feel like I'm not being, talked down to. It's just such a great overall experience. As a mom with 3 busy kids, I don't have the time to drop them off places, so it's so nice that I can bring them here when I'm getting services done, looking for a new car. They have a cafeteria, they have a kids' play area, and it just makes the experience completely just relaxing, like it should be. I love Mark Miller Subaru, and so many other people do too, but hey, don't take my word for it. Just Google them. I mean, you'll see how many positive reviews come up. Subaru is a brand you can trust, and Mark Miller Subaru is the local Utah retailer that you will love.
Welcome back to Sports Wheels and Reels. He's Josh Goldsmith.
With a negative COVID test.
Fixed operations manager, director,
I don't know.
God among men. I'm Austin Horton, just a schlub. And we're here each and every Friday. Thanks for joining us. By the way, I got a phone call in that break. My 3-year-old daughter has
FaceTime.
A video call. My 3-year-old daughter has an ouchie and needs me to come home and see it. So that's what I'm doing
Urgent.
for lunch today.
Yeah.
I have to go home.
Urgent.
And
Drop
see
everything.
Her ouchie.
Have to. She was adamant.
And happy 3 months to my brand new little boy, Asher.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a rough
Cute
3 months
as can
already.
Be. It has.
So,
you guys have been put through the ringer. Hopefully it gets better.
He's learning to talk goo goo gaga and all that
So
stuff.
fun.
So it's fun. So I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. They're not. That's why they called
And
me.
letting him be here with us is really more what it comes down to.
The ouchie police are on the way. He'll be okay. All right. Speaking of friends tuning in, Brandon on Facebook says he's going with heads for the Super Bowl coin flip, which is a mistake, Brandon. Tails never fails.
Ever.
It's right there in the rhyme. And have you seen No Country for Old Men?
We
Come
tried.
on, man.
We did what we could.
Wait, does he call heads or tails in the gas station
Ooh,
scene
that's a
in
good
Country for
question.
Old Men?
We're going to have to rewatch that.
I don't know. I can't remember. But you don't put that quarter in with the other coins.
Ever.
Because then it gets mixed up with all the other coins.
Yeah. Trouble.
Which it just
Troublesome.
It already is, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, later, more on Javier Bardem later in the show, in the Reels segment.
There you go.
Let's talk about some recalls, though. If you've
Ooh.
got a Kia or a Hyundai, you need to listen up. You need to go to, well, it used to be safercar.gov. It's now been taken over by the NHTSA.
Yeah.
I think the website still works, though.
Taking it in their own hands.
safercar.gov. You plug in your VIN, see if your car is affected by these recalls. But Hyundai and Kia, a massive recall that could cause your car to catch fire and thus burn your house down.
Yeah.
And so you're
advising
needing to
everyone
park outside.
Yeah, do not park in your garage. What's really interesting is we tend to see recalls around cars catching on fire with hybrids and electrics, right? Because of those batteries. None of these cars are hybrids or electrics.
Yeah.
They're the Santa Fe's, the Tucsons, pretty mainstream cars that both of these brands provide. It'll be interesting to see what the fix is. But it is really unfortunate that 500,000 people are going to have to leave their cars in their driveways for the next who knows how long.
And it comes from the ABS system. So you're running those brakes,
Yep.
and they don't cool down enough, and it sparks a fire.
Yeah.
And the Santa Fe's and the Tucsons, they're one of our bigger competitors in the market right now, because used car prices are inflated because the demand is up and the supply is low.
And they're a great mid-size SUV.
They've come a long way.
A really long way.
They're nice cars. But this is kind of one of those gambles
Until it
that you
catches on
take.
fire.
Yeah, and then you're in a problem.
Yeah. The
So-
question I was asking someone the other day, and I don't know the answer, so if anyone knows the answer and wants to tune in, if now that I know I can't park my car in my garage,
Right.
I've been advised not to, if I choose to go against that and park it in my garage, it catches on fire, burns my house down, does my insurance company tell me to go pound sand?
Your home insurance company?
Yeah,
Yes.
they do.
Yeah.
Okay, I was unsure.
However, I think that you could still go to court, and it would be on them to prove that you knew your car was under recall.
That's fair.
Like, look up your IP searches, make sure that you had seen that your car could
it
have
may
been.
be a difficult thing to prove.
I'm not sure they can say just because it was on the news, everyone should have known.
All right, fair
but
enough.
if they could prove that you
Fair
knew,
enough.
now I have a question.
Okay.
You live in an HOA or a city that does not allow park streeting or street parking. Park streeting. Or park streeting. Those dang kids these days.
Oh, that's the worst.
With their park streeting.
Can't have it. Will not be allowed.
No street parking. What do you do?
That's a great question.
Get
Do you
towed
move?
every night?
Do you
pay
move?
the HOA fine?
Yeah.
Or risk burning your
Send
house
the bill
down?
to Kia or Hyundai?
Park in the yard. It's not the street.
Yo, there you go.
I don't know.
There's always a workaround.
Tesla, and my guy Eric at 1280 The Zone. Miss you, Eric Jensen. But he always produced Car Sense for us.
Yep.
And he would get on me for being a Tesla hater.
Yeah.
I'm not a Tesla hater. I think Teslas are really cool.
Not even a little bit.
I think that Elon Musk is scum. So
there
when
it
I
is.
see bad news about Tesla, I do get a little giddy.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's like I don't hate the Lakers per se. I just don't care for them.
But when they lose and the Jazz win, it's like a double win.
Yeah, the fact that they
Especially when they lose to the Portland Trailblazers, who only had $29 million in salary on the court.
and
God, that feels good.
and they were fully healthy, the Lakers.
Fully healthy. Well, no, Westbrook didn't play.
Oh, that's true.
Some lower back tightness.
And I love that he was resting to get traded and they couldn't pull a deal off.
God, makes me so happy.
But Tesla has also got some big recalls.
Yeah, 2 of them. Another one just came out this morning. The first one being the seatbelt chime doesn't work. So you
Okay.
are...
My father-in-law would love that.
You can drive your Tesla around without it going bing, 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 which people hate, but it's a great reminder, great
won't tell you to
motivator
put your mask
to
on.
put your
Sorry.
seatbelt in. So that is a recall. I think it was about 800,000 cars. And then another one this morning, I guess the thing that notifies pedestrians that an electric vehicle is near, there has to be a certain level of noise.
That's a thing?
Apparently. And so Tesla apparently is not meeting that standard right now on, I think it was like another 200,000 cars
They're
or something
too
like
quiet?
that. So they're too quiet.
God, that's almost almost do that on purpose to use it
know.
as an advertisement.
I know.
We're so quiet, we're breaking the
quiet,
law.
We're breaking the law. It's got a nice ring to it, but yeah. So
How many are affected by that? 200,000.
it was a smaller batch,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
But
Well, again, I think Teslas are super cool. I
Yep.
just think they're full of problems.
yeah,
And that's just how it goes. All right, now in the world of Subaru and electrics.
still on the electric topic.
And by the way, in my opinion, hasn't been that smooth of a rollout for it.
Nope.
I think it was messed up in a lot of ways, and that's just kind of how new things go sometimes.
Yeah, especially during a pandemic with
Exactly.
shortages and
A lot
everything else.
was out of control, like out of the control.
A lot of unknown variables
Yeah.
for sure.
But the Solterra orders opened up on Monday. Or was it Tuesday?
I think it was Tuesday. This whole week's been a blur.
The week is a disaster for me.
Solterra
personally.
rollout, NBA trade deadline. It's just a lot
Yeah,
to handle.
yeah. Yeah, kids sick at home. Yeah, for sure.
If the NBA and Subaru could get on the same page next time and have those in separate weeks,
Oh, yeah.
that would really make a difference.
Let's
really
see,
appreciate that.
Let's see an Outback Wilderness being dunked over at the All-Star Weekend.
I like it.
Yeah, let's do that.
like it.
But the Solterra, the all-electric Toyota Subaru joint project.
Yeah.
You could order one on Tuesday, and I know a guy in this very room that got his grubby little deposit on one.
I had nothing to do with it. I had followed
is
the
not-
rules.
that's not
I
what
put
the
my
sales
name on
floor
the
thinks,
list.
by the way.
I was not even the one that submitted it, but I was somehow one of the lucky people.
Weird.
That got into one of the 11 reservation spots that are that are completely sold out.
Yeah.
There's now a wait list. I don't think Subaru fully appreciated how quickly this was going to go. But all 11
Yeah.
spots here at our Midtown store are completely full. I think we already have 50 people on the wait list, and the 9 spots at our Southtown store also completely
Southtown
full.
only had 9 slots.
Yeah.
And we had 11.
Had 11. Yep.
Wow.
It's all about allocation,
Wow.
but yeah, I somehow got lucky enough. So.
Now, my question to you is, how much profit do you plan on making on that Solterra when you flip it in June when it arrives?
So curbing definitely frowned upon. I will make sure to trade it back in to Mark Miller Subaru as a
You could
retailer
sell
to
it
be
for
sold as a
$100,000.
certified pre-owned.
You could sell
No.
for $100,000 on the street.
No, I
You
mean,
could.
similar to what Jeff talked about
Illegal,
last
I'm
week.
joking.
Yeah, similar
I'm
to what
totally
Jeff talked
joking.
about last week.
Tom Dahl, I'm joking. I'm totally kidding.
Inventory problems should not be the customer's pricing problems.
No, never.
But no, it will be
Unless the
interesting.
customer is Josh Goldsmith.
Yep, I probably will be paying over sticker. Just kidding, but no, it
For the
is
first time in company history.
The demand for these cars was pretty incredible.
What was your? Why were you specifically drawn? Because you don't even know a price right now.
There's no price. There's very, very little information, and yet people are lining up for this
Yeah,
car.
what drew you to place a deposit on one?
Yeah, great question. I do a lot of driving. I'm bounce around town. I'm up in Heber to ride my horse and spend a lot of time on the road.
You have a horse?
And it would be really nice to avoid gas stations. So,
Are your parents Thurston Howell and Lovey the Third?
I grew up riding, and it's what I do. It's my hobby. I don't know what to tell you.
God, I love you, but I hate you.
Just a cowboy at heart.
No, you aren't.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Absolutely.
Oh, we gotta play Get to Know Josh Goldsmith at some point here. All
There
right,
you go.
so
Next time I'm on the show,
yeah, a cowboy that
Q&A.
drives an electric vehicle.
it's a
The
good
Renaissance
combination.
man.
I
That's
know.
Great. That's fun. I think I see myself someday having one,
Yeah.
but not the first generation. Obviously, I didn't get one of the slots.
Yeah.
Because I live 30 miles away from work.
Yeah.
And I'm leasing at 15,000 miles a year,
And
and
you
I'm
just-
already going to go over.
And you just got a new Crosstrek.
I did.
Of
I
which
love that.
we took a poll last week on the quality of your photo taking.
Yeah.
Sorry to tell you, you will not be hired as our
Well-
internal photo taker.
Well,
but that's okay.
I'll
We
tell
have
you
someone
this.
that can teach you.
I'll tell you this, Mike Aguilar, wherever you might be, to my left, 4 feet away, 6, 9, 12 feet away. We have to do these little videos and pictures for customers that are interested in cars. Or
Yeah.
when their cars arrive, we send them a little video tutorial.
Yep.
I'm suddenly so self-conscious about these things. from last week's show. I'm like checking shadows and checking angles and
To the point where Austin's been written up 3 times because of the quality of his photos this week.
that's right. I had to delete my camera app as punishment. Oh, so fun. I do have a customer who's picking up his Outback Wilderness tomorrow. He is a professional videographer.
Ooh.
He's been on a shoot out of the country.
That's cool.
It may or may not have been for Kelly Slater, the surfer.
That's
And so I had to
very
send
cool.
I had to send him a video, and I'm like, this is not.
Like, I can't.
He's not even gonna watch this.
No.
It'll make him vomit.
Yeah.
To have to watch my
That's
video
unfortunate.
skills. All right, that's it for Wheels this week. We'll come back on the other side, talk about Reels, the movies. I mentioned Javier Bardem. Get to him and more next, right here on Sports Wheels and Reels.
My name's Jamie Usry, and I am a dog mom, a human mom, a wife, a member of the LGBTQ plus community, an animal advocate, and my Subaru is freedom. I've had so many animals over the years, several dozen dogs and cats. One of the things that I love about Mark Miller Subaru is they're the largest animal welfare supporter that I've ever met in the Salt Lake Valley. The dogs definitely enjoy the Subarus. I think it's a little more comfortable than some cars we've had in the past. One of the main reasons that I decided to purchase my 2 Subarus from Mark Miller Subaru is safety. Keeping all my little creatures safe is important to me, and Forester and the Ascent that I have are both highly rated. You know, it's kind of this combination of a safe car, a nice looking car, but also a very convenient dog owning and kid owning car as well. It's hard to leave the house to come have something done like an oil change or a rock chip repair, and so they come to me. Mark Miller Subaru comes out, picks up my car, brings it here to have it serviced, and drops it back off. And you just couldn't ask for anything better when you're a busy mom like I am. When I knew I was going to buy Subarus, one of the reasons that I trusted Mark Miller Subaru so much is not just what they do for animals in the community, but what they do for our LGBTQ plus community here in Utah. They're one of the longest supporters of the LGBTQ plus community. I feel, as a person involved in that community, that they are someone that I can come to and will give me a good deal and respect me as a person and treat me right and my family right. And my wife and I, our daughter Harper and our dogs, we're just so happy that we picked Mark Miller Subaru. You may not even realize it, but through Mark Miller Subaru's Love Promise program, they're probably supporting a nonprofit that you love in the community. In the past 10 years, they've donated nearly $3 million across Utah to charities that we all love and support. Subaru is a brand that I trust, and Mark Miller Subaru is the local retailer that I love.
It's on Netflix. You can watch it.
Mics are hot, Josh. Mics are hot. Whew. Mics are hot. Hot mic.
And we are back.
We're back for the last segment ever because of what we said during the break.
Yeah.
I'd like to apologize
Cannot
to
be
all.
repeated.
Okay.
Jeff, we're sorry we ruined your show.
And your good name. But that's what you get for putting us in charge and leaving.
For not being here to supervise us.
Reels. Time for Reels talk. Movies. Everyone loves movies. This is a big weekend for movies, my guy. It's Valentine's Day weekend.
It is.
Do you have a favorite Valentine's Day movie?
Ooh.
A go-to that... And there's a terrible movie made by Gary Marshall a few years back called Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Do not watch that movie.
It's right here, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got you.
Awful.
How did I
It's
know you were going to
horrendous.
talk about that?
It's
It is
so
not
bad.
great.
It has
not
19 storylines, terrible writing,
Not great.
awful acting. All due respect to Utah's own Katherine Heigl, who's
Yeah,
the lead and
she's great.
is supposedly dating Bon Jovi.
Oh.
In the movie, or is that New Year's Eve?
I
They're
think
the
that's-
same movie.
Yeah,
They're
very
the
similar.
same movie.
Very similar.
Anyway,
If a movie's named after a holiday,
then
I feel
don't
like it
see
usually doesn't end well.
except Groundhog Day.
Okay.
Or
Fair
Independence
point.
Day.
All right. I take
Or
it back.
Born on the
I
4th of
rescind my
July.
previous statement.
Or
Yep, you're right. All right. That was very quickly overthrown.
or Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Or is that
I don't know. I think one of my favorites is going to be 50 First Dates.
good call? It gets you the comedy with the rom, the
Yeah.
rom-com.
Yeah,
Or is
exactly.
that a com-rom? Is that more of
I
a
don't know.
com-rom?
It's a good question.
I'll tell you this much: I love any and all rom-coms.
Yeah.
I do. I just even Valentine's Day. I know it's terrible.
Especially with Adam
I like
Sandler.
Yeah, he's really good at it. And I
Classic.
saw he and Jennifer Aniston are currently shooting Mystery Date 2.
Okay.
Or Murder Mystery 2, not
Yeah,
Mystery Date,
I was
Murder
gonna
Mystery
say.
2, which was really fun, the first one. But I encourage you to go watch a rom-com this weekend. I've mentioned a few already on the show in the past weeks.
You have.
But recently, someone asked for my list of my top 10 movies.
Wow.
And there are a few surprises on there. But
Is that a lot of pressure?
No, but yeah, because people are like, really? You like that movie?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I do. You want to fight?
It's in my top 10. God.
It's in my top 6. Yeah. Love and Basketball.
Huh.
You ever seen that?
I haven't.
A Spike Lee joint.
No.
Omar Epps, Soleil Latham, I think is how you say her name.
I'll have to add it to my list.
The All-Star Insurance deep voice guy.
Oh, love him.
It's all about these two kids that grow up hating each other on the basketball court.
Okay.
They fall in love.
All
He
right.
makes it to the NBA. She makes it to the WNBA.
Oh, that's a
They
sweet
break up
story.
in college, on and on. Tyra Banks plays the
Whoa.
home wrecker at one point. It's really, really, really schmaltzy.
All right.
And I love it so much.
Okay,
So
I'll add it to
my
my list.
Valentine's Day recommendation is Love and Basketball.
My non-Valentine's Day recommendation is The Tinder Swindler. It just came out on Netflix.
Such a terrible name.
I've heard it's interesting,
Is it a doc?
but it will not make you feel hopeful about love, so don't watch it.
Is it a documentary?
Yeah, true
So
story.
it's a true story.
true story. It's
Kinda
a
like
film, it's a
Catfish.
Netflix film,
Is it?
very similar to Catfish.
Someone that did terrible things?
Terrible things that like
Oh.
take just like massive amounts of money from women
Oh my gosh.
on extravagant dates. Yeah,
Terrible.
So don't watch that one.
The Tindler
Save that
Swindler?
for the 15th
Okay,
or
and,
the 13th.
and Netflix, get a better name for your movie. That sounds like a terrible
Yeah,
Tom Green comedy.
Tough start.
The Twindlers, the
The
Tindler
Tinder Swindler.
All right, and then we'll close this week reels by going over some of the Oscar nominations that came
Yeah,
out.
some good ones.
I mentioned Javier Bardem. He is being nominated for Best Actor in a leading role.
Yeah.
He plays Ricky Ricardo, or Desi Arnaz, really, in the movie Being the Ricardos.
Yep.
I saw it. It's on Amazon Prime. It's tough. It's hard.
Yeah.
I Love Lucy was a nasty behind-the-scenes place. Yes. But he does really good as Desi Arnaz. The Best Picture nominees, I've seen 3 of these.
Which ones?
Coda, Child of Death,
Great.
adults.
Yeah.
I've seen Encanto.
How did you watch that? Because that's on Apple TV.
Coda?
Huh.
I've got a friend.
Interesting.
I've got a friend.
Interesting. Hasn't seen Ted Lasso on Apple TV,
No.
but he's seen Coda.
So there's this illegal stream of tell you that a
Yeah, we'll
friend
talk about
told
that
me
later.
about later. Yeah. West Side Story.
Also good.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen it.
Dune. Saw Dune. Really good.
Yep.
And the other one I saw was, where did it go? Coda. Oh, Encanto. No, Encanto's not listed as a Best Picture. Licorice Pizza. Licorice Pizza, I think, will win Best
think?
Picture. Yeah.
Have you seen The Power of the Dog?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I would.
That
I would
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yep,
Okay.
and I would very much recommend it.
That has a good chance, I think, because he's also nominated for Best Actor.
Yeah.
Your actress in a leading role, Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of Tammy Faye, The Lost Daughter with Olivia Colman, Penelope Cruz in Parallel Mothers,
Okay.
Nicole Kidman as Lucille Ball in Being the Ricardos,
Yep.
Kristen Stewart in Spencer. This will go to either Olivia Colman or Nicole Kidman.
It has to.
Olivia Colman just won, so it'll probably be Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
And then
Spread the love.
animated feature film, Encanto, Flea, Luca, Raya and the Last Dragon, and The Mitchells versus the Machines. How many of those have you seen?
0. I don't have kids,
So?
but you have kids. So how many times have you seen those movies?
I've seen every one of them except Flea.
Okay.
I've seen all of them multiple times.
Okay.
I think the best one in the bunch, hands down, bar none, is The Mitchells versus the Machines.
Interesting.
But I think Raya and the Last Dragon will end up winning it.
Okay. Which one's your daughter's favorite?
Raya.
Raya.
Yeah.
Okay.
She loves Encanto too, though.
It's a classic.
Luca, I didn't care for Luca. The family liked Luca.
Okay.
And I didn't really like Encanto. But
right.
I loved Mitchells versus the Machines,
right.
and I loved Raya, and I need to see Flea. So there
Okay.
you go. That's it, buddy.
That's
we
it.
survived.
You've got to get home to see your daughter's boo-boos.
My out. She's got an ouchie,
Ouchies.
and I need to go home and see it. Although I have to work till 5. Just don't tell her that. So
We can keep that
lots to
under
do.
wraps.
Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah.
being here.
Thank you for having me.
Our thanks to Mike Aguilar and Joseph Dane behind the scenes. Thanks to everyone tuning in live. Jeff Miller, I think, is back next week. We'll see how his
From what I've
snowshoeing
heard.
goes.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him about
Prayers
that.
and thoughts for the Millers
For a
here
safe
on
return.
Valentine's Day weekend. Yeah, and nourish and do the good that it needs to be done. All right, he's Josh Goldsmith. I'm Austin Horton.